Join us and help us continue to support the many talented people of our community. Learn how to get your business highlighted on La Crosse Local. Go to lacrosselocal.com and click on Advertise. Prevention is the key to a healthy life. That's why Gunderson Health encourages you to learn about vaccines and how they can help you and your loved ones stay healthy. Vaccines protect against preventable diseases and viruses by boosting your body's defenses. Visit GundersonHealthVax.com to learn more. We chatted with Sonja Martin of Feeding Leroy. We talked about music, the origin of the band, past albums, the writing process, and upcoming festival shows at Cheech's Dees Fest Family Music Festival and Bonfire Music and Arts Festival. You can find more conversations, food reviews, live music, weekend picks, and events on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
Sun's crossing softly in the pale moonlight. The politicians and the papers never get it right.
My name is Sonja Martin. I'm married into the Martin name, and I was born in Washington State. And I would say my family, we've always been singers. I was like a choir kid, and so a lot of our family can sing, and like I think I learned a lot of like harmony singing through my family. I had a couple really good friends that kind of taught me some pretty basic guitar chords and stuff like that. And my friend Charity and I did some performing early on in Duluth. But really when I met Lee, who's my husband now, it was kind of the first time like him and his friends would just like sit in a circle and pass the guitar around. And he was very encouraging of me, like, hey, you should sing one, or you should try one. And just having friends that were like really supportive and encouraging of just making music and having fun. And so Lee and I started performing, a few years after meeting. And that's kind of where I learned a lot about performing and learning how to be on stage and kind of, trial by fire, learning how to play songs and stick with it and stuff. And yeah.
Is there any big influences that you had growing up? I mean, it sounds like you were singing together as a family. Was it like traditional songs, or was there anything that really struck you to get into it?
Honestly, when I was younger, I didn't know what I liked, I don't think. My family, like, definitely like learning church songs and like kind of choral songs, and my sisters making me sing, a harmony on Christmas songs or stuff like that. I think I personally like really started investing time into like listening to music kind of once I left the house. And I don't know, like I kind of got into like the jam band scene for a while, and that was fun, but I've like settled in like folk music is what draws me in. I'm a huge Gillian Welch fan. Currently like Aoife O'Donovan, the I'm With Her ladies, Island Jewel, she's a singer out of Boise. I love the craft of songwriting. I love just the folk scene. And sometimes when I think like, oh, are we bluegrass? Are we this or that? And I'm like, no, I'm folk. I mean, the boys it might be something else, but the folk scene is really where I like feel like I fit in.
So was it just a natural progression with to just turn, kind of like your collaboration, I would imagine, with Lee writing songs together? Was it just a natural progression to turn it into this Feeding Leroy sort of moniker?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, like Lee, we both, I think, kind of came together with our own songs and just naturally like learned that we can sing really well together. So when him and I started out, we were doing just like a duo thing. And then we had some like bandmates and kind of different collaborations here in Duluth. And we were originally a foursome and we called ourselves Next of Kin. And then when we kind of realized like we wanted to move forward and do more, like that name had already kind of been used. So we kind of rebranded at that point. And then his twin brother, Luke, and our friend Adam, who Adam and Lee had been playing together for a long time, kind of in like the bar band world. The four of us just kind of locked in and I've been doing it for a while now.
What was the impetus for the name?
Our old dog Leroy was a good old boy, and I think Lee came up with it. Just like the literal process of feeding him was really funny at the time because we would make him sit and we'd put the food out and it would like the faucet would turn on. and just Lee was like, "Oh, feeding Leroy, that's funny." And he said it one time and it stuck. And I think it's like been a really awesome, I don't know, it somehow encompasses us really well. And I like the name Leroy. And when you go around the country, there's a lot of funny, I don't know, people have Leroy stories. It's really interesting. I remember meeting a kid, he said, "Oh, that's my mom's nickname for me. Like, my name is Chris, but she calls me Leroy." It's like, oh, okay. Works.
So just kind of checking out your music on Spotify here over the past, day or so, you got Monument Valley was kind of the most, I guess, recent album.
I'm just watching through windshields, the cowboys gone by, and I'm picking up wavelengths in the northern night skies. In Monument Valley, the red rocks stand tall. Don't forget that old woman with her medicine bowl.
What is your process like for writing music? I mean, is it easy? Is it quick? Or is it something you kind of just falls together?
It's a good question. I feel like a lot of those songs we wrote a long time ago, at least some of them, that we just kind of kept in our repertoire, and then it was like finally time to record them. I can't speak for Lee, but for me, sometimes it's like lightning in a bottle, and it's like, oh, something just came out of nowhere and it stuck. I feel like most of the time I really have to be diligent and work at it. And I usually am writing lyrics first and then trying to work it into a song format, and then kind of like edit and revise it until it makes sense. I feel like the last few years it's been a little difficult for me. Maybe just like the discipline hasn't been there, but yeah, I don't know.
Is there any like favorites that you kind of go back to, or is there some that you guys play live that's just a go-to, or do they kind of wane in terms of ones you like and dislike?
Oh, yeah, I'd say there's some definite solids. I mean, I think it's cool too. So like Lee and I just sat in with some friends a couple nights ago, and like other friends that play music that play some of our songs. It's always fun. And I feel like, so those kind of ones we play a lot. Lee's Tennessee Devil is one of them that I think of, that a lot of people like it. A lot of people request it. It's just a cool tune to play a lot. I'd say for a long time, or at least a few years, we were playing Take Me Back to Texas a lot. And since we've kind of been there and back, I've noticed we haven't played it very much lately. And it's definitely a hit down south. I'm trying to think. There's one of mine that's not like officially recorded yet that I wrote in the last couple of years that we've been playing a lot, and it's nice to get feedback and that people like something new and are asking about it. And so it gives more, okay, like let's get this one recorded, let's put it out into the world kind of thing.
So we kind of touched on it before we started, recording here, but is there a plan for new music coming out sometime in the next couple of years, or
yeah,
how's
for
that
sure.
shaking out?
Yeah. So, I mean, in the last, I don't even know, the timeline is funky. We've done some recording up north where we've done both our albums, Sparta Sound, Rich Mattson. He's a awesome local guy. We did some stuff and we just haven't done anything with it kind of thing. And so it's kind of like we've been recording, but it's just been part of the process of seeing how it sounds when what we like. We just did some, really like kind of just live, see what it sounds like. We were in Eau Claire. There's a musician, Matt Sales, Philville Records. He's got a studio in his house. So we were kind of just playing around, and Matt, he's really cool. And he said, why don't you come back and let's do something proper and, let's work together. So there's plans. It's loose at this point, but I feel like it's time and people are asking, and I feel like it's a good time to just get something new out there and get some fresh tunes out for people that listen to us.
So you guys will, also be hitting the stage for Dees Fest here in La Crosse, Wisconsin. What can people expect from your live shows?
Well, I say, we like to, it's often like sometimes fly by the seat of our pants, but we like to bring it. We like to put on a good show, bring the energy, and really like you're there to put on a show, so let's have some fun, let's do it. And sometimes it's fun to see, what we come up with on the spot too. Sometimes that's part of the fun for us, but we just like to have a lot of fun. We enjoy each other's company, and I feel like that's always what shows for people, is just having a good time.
So, I've been seeing the name around. I haven't got the opportunity to see you, but I will definitely see you when you come to D's Fest. Do you have plans for, somewhat of a tour coming up, or any sort of updates that people can catch you? Because I think, I've seen you at various iterations. You did like a live, I think, Boats and Bluegrass thing on YouTube. And, I just see your name popping up at different festivals. You got a big summer scheduled, or?
Our summer schedule is not as busy as it's been. I'm personally going to school, and that's kind of my focus right now. I feel like we've just had a lot of kind of change and stuff outside of music that we've all been doing in the last few years. So I don't know, right now there's not a whole lot on the books for now. We're just trying to like be mindful of where we're going and what we're doing, and saying yes to things that we really love, and trying not to let go of, connections right now. And just with recording, it's like it is time, but we're trying to maintain, I think, some other things in our personal lives too that kind of takes more time. Our harmonica player's been building a house since COVID started, and it's beautiful and very time consuming. And our bass player has a 5-year-old daughter, and Lee and we spent 9 months in Texas, kind of just traveling and playing music last year. And so we're just kind of home again, getting our footing. And so I think just right now, trying to stay connected to our audience as best we can while we do other things.
I'm sure like 99% of the population, the past 3-4, well, I don't even know anymore with COVID, but 3-4 years, is that something that really kind of shook you up in terms of playing COVID and, having that time and really kind of making those decisions to focus on high priority things? Was that a big kind of component of maybe creativity or what you're doing now?
Definitely. I would say, I mean, again, like everyone, it totally shook everything up. Lee was playing with a band, Kind Country, out of Minneapolis. And during COVID, we lost our friend Max. He was a lead singer and frontman of that band. And it's like, our whole world just kind of went, woo, everything changed really suddenly as far as people's music and where we're going. And that was kind of when we decided to just go to Texas and just like, let's just, I don't know, not check out, but like, let's go somewhere else and just, hang out in the sun for a while. And I mean, like everyone's careers stopped, and I've always maintained like a day job and stuff like that. And I feel very fortunate that I had that during COVID, and that we were able to just kind of stay still. But yeah, I feel like since things have opened up too, it's also on the flip side, from my perspective, it's like, here's all the shows, all the dates, everything all at once times 10. And it's almost like hard to grasp coming back and being so busy all of a sudden too. But I don't know. I saw a lot of my music friends pivot into like, I'm going to go be a plumber. I'm going to go back to school to be an electrician and do something where I just know I have an income when things are unstable, And it has been a cool time, like for Luke to build a house and do something really cool with a lot of free time. And yeah, it's been a wild time.
You kind of mentioned some, influences, but what are you listening to right now? Is there any favorites on repeat?
What do I have in my car? I've been listening to the California Honey Drops. I mean, we sound nothing like them, obviously, but I saw them at the Turf Club. They're super fun. We have a good friend, Margot Silker. I've been listening to her. She's kind of like, just taken off, and she's been all over the place. She's an amazing songwriter. I've got an old Island Jewel. Again, she's a gal out of Boise. I can't remember if it was a live album. Someone gave it to me, but just, I love her songs. They're like short, sweet, catchy, just awesome. That's kind of stuff I've been listening to.
So, we're really excited to see you at D's Fest. I know Greg's really excited putting it all together.
Yeah.
If people want to find out more, what's the best spot to go to? You got all the socials and all the things?
Yeah, I would say Instagram is the best. I don't personally go on Facebook. I try to link all that stuff together, but our Feeding Leroy Instagram for sure. We'll update the website for the summer tour and try to keep that Facebook page alive as well.
Lacrosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at Lacrosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the Lacrosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.